Good morning, dear students. Today, I would like to share with you a few tips and tricks to score more in Class 10 101 Communicative English. As you are all aware, the question paper is divided into four sections A, B, C, and D. While Section A deals with reading, Section B deals with writing, and Section C deals with grammar, and the fourth section deals with literature section. Now, to begin with the reading section, as you know, each question is a very unique type of question and you will not have any kind of repeated question pattern. There would be MCQs, supply type, rectify the false statement, list any one way, why, fill in the blanks with appropriate word or phrase. All these types of questions are for 1 mark, while there will be a few questions which would be tested for 2 marks. While dealing with 2 marks question, you have to be very careful. So it is your duty to distinguish 2 points separately so that the examiner would know that you have distinguished 2 different points as shown in the slide. Now coming to the writing section, the first question is an email writing. You need to check the format. The format would have been furnished for you in the question paper. So this sample which is being shown in the slide is also taken from the sample paper. Be careful, there could be no punctuation like comma after dear madam, yours sincerely, no apostrophe above yours. Okay, and while you, the last one, when you sign also, you need to sign with your name and designation as shown in the slide. And you must understand that it is for 3 marks. So content is given for 1 mark. Organization of your thoughts is given 1 mark. And accuracy, which deals with spellings and grammatical error, it is for 1 mark. The second question in the writing section deals with a factual description. So it is for 100 words and it could be based on any item of your which you are familiar with. And as shown in the slide, you could see the highlighted words which actually describes the puzzle. So the choice of words is very important and you need to include all details. Detailing is very important. Here it is evaluated for 4 marks. Content is for 2 marks. So you should be able to write for 100 words. Organization of your thoughts is for 1 mark. And accuracy, again, it deals with the spelling mistakes and grammatical errors. Now the next one, 5A or B, is regarding the letter writing, which is for 7 marks. So how is it being evaluated? The format is very important. So any one item missing, you will lose half mark. So format is for 1 mark, content is for 3 marks, organization is for 2 marks, and accuracy is for 1 mark. I have just given you one small clue here. If it is about a problem that you are going to discuss, you divide it into 3 paragraphs and remember the acronym CEA. C deals with cause, the cause of the problem. Then what are the effects of the problem and give your own suggestion. Try to be very original and innovative while giving suggestion. For example, could the government or the corporation could create documentaries to be telecasted on television or distribute brochures or do some street plays in the slum areas in order to create awareness. Further, let the introductory line be very impressive and very important. The subject should be brief and concise. And these things can be taken, the subject can be taken from the question itself. You need not think too much with regard to subject because it will be readily available in the question. Only we need to pick the words and put it in a proper sentence. Now next is the 6th A or B. You have a choice and it is regarding article writing, which is for 8 marks. Here also you must understand format is very important. 1 mark, content is 3, organization is 3 and accuracy is 1 mark. Now here you must understand that Format means the title and the name, who's writing the article. This is what is called the format. And here also, very important, how to impress the examiner, or how could you really give a very wonderful article in your essay answers. The most important takeaway is that your opening sentence should be very short and grab your reader's attention. So please see that it doesn't have any mistakes. So a title with name as given in the question paper. The first paragraph is the introduction. You engage the reader. The reader matlab here, engaging the reader is the audience. Outlining the main point of the article to follow. Then you have the middle, making clear the interesting points. You need to elaborate on the points that you mentioned in the introduction. And then finally you need to conclude, end, that draws all the points together. Now here you can be little unique by including proverbs or idioms or quotes to make it more impressive. So this is another, use simple language, use active voice, be very specific, avoid repetition. This is very important. Don't keep on repeating the same words, Try to be very, use a variety of words to express your ideas. And keep your sentence very short. You need to have a full stop right from the beginning till the end. Don't make it only one sentence. Now we move on to the next section, that is the grammar section. It is 7A, B and C. It is for 10 marks. The first question is for gap filling. It is for 3 marks. When this question is seen in your question paper, take time to read the question fully, whatever is the text with blanks. Then go in for filling instead of going immediately for filling the blanks after reading the first line. Read the entire text which is given and then you try to choose the right word. Now the next question is omission, 7B. Now here this is very important that you need to furnish the before word, omitted word and the after word. If you are not going to furnish this, definitely you are not going to get marks. Remember, in grammar, it is 1 mark or no marks. There is no half mark in between, right? 1 or none. The 7C is reordering and transformation. The first is the rearrange into meaningful sentence, and the next 2 are direct and indirect. So here you apply all the rules that were taught to you in the classroom, changing now to then, okay? If it is the verb is in the past tense, you change this to past perfect tense, and then if it is in present continuous, you change it to past continuous. All the rules that were taught to you in the class, you need to recollect and apply. For example, the previous, today to this day, the yesterday to the previous day, tomorrow to the following day, and so on and so forth. This to that, these to those, so on and so forth. Now we move on to the next section, that is the literature section. Now here you have 2 extracts out of 3. When you are trying to make a choice, be very careful. See which extract could fetch you full 4 and then go about choosing the extract. And very important is for all the question, you must read the question well before answering. Now I have given you an example. What impact? This word impact is very important. Say what effect. Instead of writing a simple word effect, they have given you what impact did Louisa Mebbin wish to create on Mrs. Packletide with a statement. How amused everyone would be if they knew what really happened. Now look at the answer. This question is taken from the sample paper 24-25 only. It was to make her feel uneasy and compelled. Look at the 2 words. How did she feel? So these choice of words after reading the question is very, very important to comply with Mebbin's wishes to avoid public embarrassment. Further, we go to question number 9. Here you have 5 questions you need to attempt out of the 6. Here also you must be very careful in writing for 40 words. Okay, and 1 mark for content and 1 mark for organization is the mark distribution. Now here you need to look for words like evaluate, comment, prove, justify, substantiate. For example, I have just given you one question for 2 marks. Evaluate how the letter by Dhumketu portrays the impact of separations on human emotions. So you can see some of the words which are highlighted, which actually talks about the human emotions. You know, you need to evaluate, means you need to weigh, W-E-I-G-H, you need to weigh the Coachman Ali's impact of separation from his daughter Miriam. So why it is being talked about is understanding the question and what is expected to write is very important than what you know about the lesson. The next one, some of the terms which you would be familiar with. Elaborate. What do you mean by elaborate? You need to provide a lot of detail and information on a topic or argument. What do you mean by clarified or elucidate? This means to provide insight into a subject and quite literally provide clarification. What do you mean by enumerate? This is mostly asked in social science, right? So here specifically asking you to provide details in a point-wise format. This is not generally asked in English. It is more so with social science, where you need to represent your answers in point-wise. The next word, demonstrate or substantiate. The key to tackling demonstrate question is to use several examples, proving it, substantiating it, proof, showing the proof. Say for example, if I say Niccolo and Jacopo were very hardworking children, I need to prove how they were. They did several tasks, multitasking. They sold papers, okay, they polished shoes, so on and so forth. So you need to give evidence for the word hardworking. That is what is meant by demonstrate. Finally, next one is comment. It is like giving a commentary. See, when you see a cricket match, what would be your comment, commentary? The same way, pick out the main points on a subject and give your opinion. This is giving your opinion is very, very important when you get questions like comment on the statement, right? Then finally, critically evaluate, critically analyze, critically examine. Here, critical is a strong word and will warrant an assertive response that details the extent to which you agree or disagree with the argument at hand. And finally, we come to the last question, 10th question, which is a long answer. It could either be value-based or it could be a high-order thinking question. How is it evaluated? Content 4 marks, organization 3, and accuracy is 1. And you need to write in 150 words. Now, what are the points that you need to remember? Start with an apt quote or a proverb. Divide it into 2 to 3 paragraphs. Give a suitable conclusion. If possible, underline keywords. Now, I have just taken an example in the poems. Sometimes you get 2 poems to be compared on the same value or theme or central idea. Here it is also the same. The Frog and the Nightingale and the Ozymandias discuss how the characters' attitudes towards power and influence contribute to their respective outcomes. So this is how the answer has been designed. You can see the first one has been started with a quote, power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it is told by Lord Acton. Now you can see the first paragraph deals with the Frog and the Nightingale and the second paragraph deals with Ozymandias. And finally you can see the conclusion also. True influence lies in wisdom, not in tyranny. Right? And this entire answer has about 160 words. You can go through it leisurely. And then very important is some common mistakes committed by students. As far as an examiner for more than 28 years, I have found these are the common mistakes committed by students. Question numbers are wrongly written. Example, if it is a Roman letter, stick on to the Roman letter, Roman number. And then student change to Indian numbers. Don't do that. When you take up a section, complete all questions in that sections. Avoid mixing the questions of different sections. You begin with a letter, then you go to the reading and then come back again to another article. Don't go on gliding like this, If you take section A, complete all the questions in section A. That would be really good because it looks that you are very organized. Then the last one, the introductory line must not have any spelling or the grammatical error. What happens is the examiner tends to frame an idea that you are poor, having poor spellings, so don't give a room for that. Be very cautious in presenting the first line without any spelling error. Then write in legible handwriting. Divide your long answers into neat paragraphs. Leave a line after every answer. Number the answer as per the question paper. Underline in pencil important words or quotes or sayings. This will escalate your presentation. There's nothing that if you don't do, there's nothing, no harm. But it will definitely impress the examiner. But there are some students who underline every other word. That is also not advisable, desirable, I would say. You can underline the key words. That would be more appreciated. Then coming to the checklist. Now, as you enter into the examination hall and you are seated, check whether you are seated in the correct roll number that has been allotted to you. And then at about 10 o'clock, you will be given your answer script. Now look into the answer script, whether it is not damaged, and if it is torn here or any place, you just report to the invigilator immediately. And then start filling the first page very carefully. Don't get agitated. It's a simple task. Avoid overwriting or using whitener. If at all you have any doubt, you seek the invigilator's help. Right? At 10:15 sharp, your question paper will be given to you. Start without wasting time and start reading the passage carefully, and any unfamiliar words, make a dot. As you are requested not to write anything on the question paper, you just make a dot on the word because it will be helpful to come back to it when they ask for a word attack. Then begin to answer from 10:30 onwards. And these are the few suggestions that I have recommended. Coupled with your good preparation and hard work, trust yourself, you know more than you think you do. That's all from my side. Thank you and have a great day.